Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So this is a Q&A session where you have sent me in questions on my Instagram stories when I put it out to you, and I realized this went like a couple months ago. So my apologies for the delay. So you'd sent me questions regarding the twin flame journey, regarding inner child stuff. So this video is dedicated to that. And so I wanted to also invite you to watch the entire video, because at the end, I have a special little gift for you. So please stay tuned till the end when you will find out what that is. Okay, so let's get right into the questions. What do you have for me? We have the first question as, when do you start to feel your twin flame? So there's so many answers to this question. And I want to say, I'll say from the moment we are born. You might think, what? I never knew about twin flames. Yes, none of us really knew, but a part of us, our soul, which is always with us, carries the memory of oneness, of connection. So the moment you're born, you feel like there's something calling to you. There's a familiar feeling of connectedness, of love, of this true love. So I'm just answering the questions because I saved them onto my phone. So where was I? So you're always feeling this calling. So you go through your life, and depends on when it hits you, you get inspired. It could be through something you saw in a movie, on a TV show, online, in real life, IRL. And it's like it sparks your memory of, oh yeah, I kind of remember what it feels like to be in love. And so it's because you're tapping into that memory of true love. So it hits you throughout your life. So for some of us, we're on this journey of finding the one. For some of us, we ignore that calling and we just are focused on other things, other goals. It might not be true love. It may just be, I just want to settle down, get married, have a kid, have a family, have some pets, have a mortgage, whatever it is. And then it hits you again, or then it hits you after the fact of you creating a life. This remembrance of true love. So it's like it keeps hitting you throughout your life, whether you do anything about it or not. Some of us are so dedicated, I just want to find my true love. And they're on this journey of, how do I meet my twin flame? So you feel it throughout the journey. You feel it the most when you're just about to meet them. And sometimes it's you passing them by on the street, in another country, in somewhere random. It could be, they could be right in front of you. They could have been your neighbor or your best friend for a long time, and all of a sudden you're like, I didn't realize I've been in love with this person my whole life. So every person's experience is different, but the first time you feel it, it triggers some synchronicities to help you come into union. Sometimes we ignore them. Sometimes we are so motivated to find them, to connect, to find out who it is. And really, you know who it is, or you will eventually uncover who it is. Because depending on where you're at and your willingness to be awakened. You could think it's someone, and then you have the experience with them, and it delivers your true twin flame to you. So, when do you first feel it? You feel it from the moment you were born, throughout your lifetime, up until you are about to meet them. You feel it the strongest. And it's like, I know something's going to happen. I just don't know when, but you're like on the precipice. It's like, I know I'm going to meet them. So that's when you feel it. Like, you feel it inside. It's like an excitement. It's like butterflies. It's like just this inner knowing that something big is about to happen. And then you forget about it. You put it out of your mind, and you just go on with your everyday life, not thinking that it's going to happen. So it's different for everyone. It's not just like, okay, I'm 25 or 30 years old and I'm going to meet them. It's never like that. But your soul and your twin flame soul made a contract that you would meet at some point. And that some point must be in alignment for both of you. Once your paths cross, it's up to you on how to come into long-lasting harmonious union. Okay, so you feel it at different points in your life, at different times in your life, although you don't always realize that you're connecting to your twin flame, but you are. Whenever you're thinking of this feeling of being in love, but like it's your memory of your twin flame, but also kind of like the universe is directing you to fall in love with yourself. Because your twin flame is a mirror of you, and when you can fall in love with yourself, you're ready for union. So I hope that helps. Thank you all so much for sending in these questions. The next one is it wrong to miss them? I know I'm supposed to let things happen. It's never wrong to miss them. You almost have that missing feeling from the moment we're born. We're already like, something's missing. And you quite can't put your finger on it. It's just this big mystery. Why am I longing for something? Why am I like looking for someone and I don't know who they are? But you miss them from a very early age because it's your soul memory of them. It's not wrong to miss them. It's very natural because you love them, because they are a part of you, because you are one. So missing them is natural, but it's what we do with that missing feeling. Do we use it to inspire us to feel good? Or does it drag us into our pain of feeling alone and lonely and hopeless and sad? You can miss them, but what do you do beyond that? Do you use that energy for good or for evil? So it's okay to miss them. Yes, we are meant to allow things to happen. So you can always be focused on the prize, even though they're not the prize, you're the prize. Your self-actualization is the prize, your greatness is the prize, and they're the cherry on top. So you allow things to happen by putting the intention and aligning with the highest of vibrations to allow it to manifest. Because our manifestations are based on our thoughts, feelings, emotions, our actions even, our mindset, did I say that already? Our beliefs, and what we are vibrating. So you can want true love, You can want union, you can want your twin flame, but if you don't have the mindset or the positivity, if you're feeling wounded and angry or lonely or depressed, those aren't in alignment with what you want. So it really is about, how do we get into alignment? Excellent question. Let's continue with the next question. Twin flames will be together in the end. Yes, always. From the beginning of time, you were I want to say photon, or like an atom, or whatever it is. And you decided to split. So there's two perfect wholes of you in separation. And the whole journey of life and union is to come back to your other counterpart and then return to source. Wherever you believe that source is you coming home. And one step to coming home to your source is to be in twin flame union. But maybe your purpose is to be in separation so that your longing for each other will bring you home, but also do other things that your soul has called you to do. Like your mission or your purpose, or uplifting of humanity, or assisting others, or healing yourself, or helping to heal others. It's all designed so that you would want to come back home. And sometimes we have to get so far off the journey that we finally surrender, and then we're on the journey back home. So I hope that helps. Excellent questions. Somebody said, not a question, thank you for your love and support and amazing videos. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the support and love and loving supportive comments. You guys are amazing. Okay, next one. While I'm in separation, how do you know when to reach out? That's a good question. I'll say this. This is when you don't reach out, because you won't get a good result. When you're healing. Because when you're healing, you'll know you're healing when all of these emotions come up that are toxic. Toxic is a harsh word, but it's what we do when we're healing. We're purging of these emotions. And these emotions come up that, have triggered you. So you're feeling resentful, you're feeling rejected, you're feeling abandoned, you're feeling alone, you're feeling not good enough, you're feeling very low vibration and very hard on yourself. That's when to not reach out. Because when you're in that vibration, it repels union, it repels connection. That's probably the time you want to reach out the most, because you're wanting help, or help me feel better. And you want to reach out, but that's the worst possible time. Get the support you need from from somewhere else, not from your twin flame, because they're not going to give it to you. You're in a vibration you're in a low vibration. So whatever we want to attract, even if it's not our twin flame, if it's something else, we repel it. So that's when not to reach out. And I always advise my clients who are going through healing sessions that they've purchased from me, it's not a good time. No, please do not reach out. Because your healing triggers your emotions, it's also going to trigger them, because you're mirrors. So when do you reach out? Some truck must be outside. When you are in alignment, that's when you reach out. When your thoughts, your feelings, your emotion, your vibration are high and in alignment, that's a good time. When it doesn't even matter if they reply or not. It doesn't even matter if you think they love you or not. You're just in a high vibe. The message is going to be received even if they don't reply, even if it's not yet time, even if it's not, even if they're not ready on their end. It will be well received. This always happens when I drink caffeine. It's like, I can't say the words properly. So be in a high vibration, and that's a great time to reach out because they will get it. What's even better if you just send them messages telepathically. It's more powerful, more heartfelt, and they will be able to receive it in a more heartfelt way. So I hope that helps. Next question, please. Will reconciliation happen? In the past, going back decades, it was very difficult for twin flames to come into union. Because of the vibration that our planet was in, we didn't have enough support to sustain high vibrations. But because we're in a new era, we're birthing into a new vibration. It's much higher and more supportive for twin flame union because we are moving into energies of harmony, because we're letting go of all of that toxic vibration that our world used to live in. The vibrations on our planet are so much higher due to the planetary cycles, the lunar cycles, the solar flares. Our planet is ascending. And in these vibrations of ascension also come union, support union of twin flames. So what was the question? Yes. Reconciliation. Yes. And you know that union is close when you have reconciled and come into union with self, because the energies of the past were about separation, being in separation from yourself. And now that we are in such different energies on the planet, it's allowing us to be at one within ourselves, to have inner union, which means total self-acceptance, appreciation, harmony, balance, healing from the past and past lives, letting all that toxicity go. We're now in a higher vibration, which will then attract reconciliation with your divine counterpart. No matter how long it takes. Sometimes twin flames are very stubborn due to ego, because we are still human. We still experience insecurity and fear, but the energies now are helping us to let all that go. So we're letting go of attachment to fear. We're letting go of feeling insecure. The energies are so high. When we tap into that, twin flames will come into union. There are waves and waves of twin flames that are coming into union every day. So just stay in alignment. Stay in that wave of high ascension energies, and you will feel the union first within you, because you will be at one. You will be at peace within. And your twin flame eventually will mirror that too, and you will sync up. You will come into sync and then which will lead to outer union together. Excellent questions. Okay, the next question is, how do you do twin flame telepathy? Been getting some messages from my twin. So we may not always know that we are all telepathic in some shape or form. We just don't know that we have that ability, but we're born with it. And for some of us, it's very strong when we're younger. It's almost like children know when you're lying. And once they feel that something's off, then children begin to know how to not tell the truth as well. For whatever reason, for survival, to protect themselves. So, what was my point? What was the question? Sorry. I go off in so many different tangents. I swear it relates. Okay, so let me just open up this thing again. Oh my goodness. Sorry. What was I saying? Telepathy. Twin flames have the strongest telepathy, even though you're not aware of it. And it resembles telepathy between mother and child, especially when the child is in the womb. There's automatic communication, and even after the child is born, there's always a connection between mother and child, no matter where they are, even if they're in a different realm, dimension, afterlife, there's still always a connection. It's a powerful connection because you're always connected. So telepathy can be in different ways. It's like people can perceive messages in many different ways. Some people are clairaudient, which means you can hear possibly their voice, or you hear a voice and it's a message for you. Sometimes we shut out those voices because it's scary. We're like, okay, that's weird, I don't want it. So a lot of us shut down that clairaudience or being clairaudient. For some, you can have visions. You could be clairvoyant. You can see or have visions or dreams of your twin flame talking to you, or dreams of someone or something, giving you a message. For some people, clairaudient can be hearing songs and hearing the lyrics, hearing words that speak to you. You could also just get messages on your Explore page, on your feed. So you're always in communication. You just may be open to receiving this telepathy in different ways. So when you're open, then you know that when you read that post and it sounded like your twin flame, that was the telepathy between you and your twin flame, and vice versa. They're hearing your communication. So depending on what you're communicating to them will dictate your vibe with one another. Depending on what you're picking up from them will dictate how harmonious you feel in your connection. So be very aware of how you're thinking and feeling about your twin flame, because they're getting the message, which is either pushing them away or drawing them in. Excellent questions. Hope that helps. Okay, the next one is, why am I feeling so heart heavy and weepy lately? So this is very natural, especially with the energies on the planet. The energies on the planet from the universe support growth evolution, and it's to open us up to source, to unconditional love. So when you're missing your twin flame, it's helping you to purge what has been suppressed in you from childhood, from your past lives as well. So it could very well be your inner child is being triggered and feeling the heavy-heartedness you felt as a child, feeling the weepiness that you felt as a child that no one really helped you with, that no one helped you to let go and heal, that maybe no one was there to assist you in processing these heavy-hearted feelings. Not many of us are really taught at a young age how to deal with our emotions, but as adults, we can learn and we can help reparent ourselves by nurturing and helping our inner child with these emotions. So it could very well be your inner child asking you for love, asking you for the attention and energy that you may not have received as a child. It may be your inner child looking for comfort, and you can provide that. And that's when you start feeling whole and complete, when you're able to pour love into yourself by giving to your inner child what you didn't get when you were a kid, with what you needed. So whatever you didn't get as a child, it's our job now as an adult to give that to our inner child, to give that to ourselves, whether that's attention, whether it's food, whether it's a materialistic thing, whether it's feelings of safety and security, whether that's just a roof over our head, feeling grounded and setting roots. It could be anything. Whatever you didn't get, it's now your job to give it to yourself, give it to your inner child. And that will definitely help to heal your inner child and to heal those feelings. The best way to release them is to feel them, because we heal when we feel. Because what happened when we were young is that we tried, instead of feeling them, to suppress them and not feel them. Whenever they would come up, we'd squish them down. It's natural because there's no time, there's no space, there's no one to help us. So we just squash down these emotions. They get buried until we as adults have no choice, because they just come up out of nowhere and it's time to let them go. So my point is, you heal by feeling, and you heal by aligning your thoughts to the truth, which is you are perfect, whole, and complete, and the universe loves you beyond measure. The universe has your back. So when you are in alignment with that, you're healing, baby. Good job. And thank you for these questions. Okay, next question. Does the twin flame recognize an urgency for action and the need for full commitment? I want to say yes. They may not demonstrate it or say it. They may even deny it. They may deny an urgency for action, because if their fears are triggered, like fear of rejection, so they're fearing your rejection, they're fearing abandonment, because all of a sudden they find the love of their life, they find this person who, there's this undeniable, powerful love. So when they give fully into it, it's like a big risk, because you could just turn around and reject them and abandon them. So their fears are triggered, and their sense of urgency is like gone. They're like, I'm not in any hurry to be rejected and abandoned. So the sense of urgency diminishes, and full commitment is along the same lines, because they want it. They want to be with you forever, because your souls are married. They want to be with you forever. But if they're just afraid of opening up and surrendering to love, only to be heartbroken. I'm pretty sure every one of us has experienced heartbreak or some kind of betrayal in life. So to find your twin flame and just open up wholeheartedly and say, I'm ready for commitment, I'm ready, and I have this urgency to be with you. Only the truly brave are able to do that, despite being burnt in the past. So yes, initially twin flames have this urgency. You've had this urgency even before you met, because you knew that the other existed. On some level, you knew that your twin flame was out there. So there was this urgency to find you, to meet you, to commit to you, even if the timing was off. And that's when a lot of twin flames meet, when the timing is off, so that you could be redirected on your journey to fulfill your purpose along the way to union. Yeah, so there's always a sense of urgency and commitment at the beginning, because that's what twin flames want. They want union. They want to come home to source, but then the ego kicks in, and that's why twin flames remain in separation. But do the work, do the inner work, rise above, forgive yourself, forgive others, release the woundedness, release the rejection and the abandonment. When both of you are in that vibration, union is guaranteed. And it's because I'm looking at this next question. Is union guaranteed? It is, always. In the highest sense, you will come together, whether it's in this lifetime or you guys mess it up along the way and it's in another lifetime. But keep in mind, your next lifetime could be in this time frame in your life right now, but it's just after you've lived your lifetime in a situation. It could be in a karmic relationship, in a soulmate relationship. It could be to parent your children, and then you live out that life. And then in your next life, maybe, and I'm not saying this happens all the time, but sometimes when the kids are grown, then you really discover, do we still want to be together? Do we still want to do this, or we're good because our kids are grown and they have their own lives, and I want to find what true love is. And so does your karmic partner, so does your soulmate. And so you agree to lovingly separate so that you can both be with your twin flames. Ideally, that's what happens, but that's what I mean by lifetimes. It may not be in this lifetime, it may be in the next lifetime or the next. So this lifetime could be about your career and ascending to the greatest heights of your potential, being the greatest you can be in the world for others, because your light shines and heals others. So that's your lifetime now. And maybe that's what the universe is saying. Good job, keep doing it. Use your inspiration from your twin flame. I'm shaking because I'm excited. It's my leg. The universe is like, keep going, keep shining your great self, keep your motivation of your twin flame love to get you through. And then once you've gotten to a point of fulfillment, you're like, okay, what's next? What's next on the agenda? And that will be what you line up for your next lifetime, or time frame, whatever the case is. But it's so juicy, it's so good. If we could just all have that perspective of it's all good no matter where you're at. You're going to be together. Even if, in some cases, your mind can't conceive of how you're going to be actually together, but you're in union here. Some people can be in other situations till the end of their days, but be happy at the very last moment of breath because they know that their twin flame was always there. And then in the afterlife, you're together. Now, everyone's situation is different. I'm not saying that that's going to happen to you, but that's sometimes what happens. But it's all of where you're at. Where are you at? Vibrationally. And that will determine where you will be. Is a slow process normal when you reunite? It's never quick. Never quick. So meeting your twin flame happens quick. You have these feelings you can't deny. You weren't maybe even expecting you to meet your twin flame, and you connect with them. But coming back into union where you can sustain your union in harmony is a slow process. It's a slow process. It's like being in union is awakening to your greatest self, because we need to be in our greatest selves to stay in union. Whenever we dip down into our ego, into those low vibrations of jealousy, envy, hate, unforgiveness, resentment, anger, disappointment, that just takes us further from the high vibration we need to be in to sustain twin flame union. Whenever there are low vibrations, it takes twin flames into separation. Even for twin flames that are already together, any disharmony takes you into a timeout until you realign, and then you come back into union. Awesome questions. What's the next question? Has he figured it out? It's like a personal question, but I feel it can relate to all of you, because your twin flame will figure it out when you have it figured it out. When you have it figured out. Because twin flames are mirrors. So if your twin flame seems like they haven't figured it out, is because there's somewhere in your life that you haven't figured out, or you haven't figured out something about yourself, or you haven't figured out the higher truth of your connection, of your purpose, of your greatness. There's something that you haven't yet figured out that is mirroring in your twin flame. But once you're like, I'm solid, I'm in a great place in my life, I'm being my best self, I feel fulfilled, I feel like I'm making a difference and contributing, I feel like I'm embodying peace and harmony and unconditional love, that means you figured it out. You feel successful in whatever terms success means to you. That means you have it figured out. So it just takes a matter of time before you see that reflected in your twin flame. So bravo, good job. Because when you're figured out and you're being your best self and you're fulfilled in every area of life, every area, that means you have it figured out. And that means your twin flame will reflect that too. So yes, they have it figured out, and will mirror that when you have it figured out. So I hope that helps. Great questions, guys. I love you. What forms can twin flame connections take? Romantic, platonic? Yeah. You can be in a twin flame connection and have it platonic. Like you can, because a lot of the times twin flames are in physical separation. So It has to be platonic. You may be in other connections, so it has to be platonic. But I want to say this. Whenever there is dishonesty, when you're out of integrity, it doesn't, like, twin flame union cannot be sustained. Because twin flame union means we're in the highest of vibrations of unconditional love. So unconditional love means you have so much love for yourself that you're not going to allow yourself to be in a vibration of dishonesty. That's why it takes so long for twin flames to come into union, because you haven't consistently been in a high vibration of integrity, of honesty and truth. So that could boil down to anything. What truth are you not facing? How are you not living in integrity? All that. But you guys are doing great. I know, because you're here. That means you are doing the work. You do have self-awareness of what it takes. You have what it takes. It's just a matter of time. Universe told me through various signs about who is my twin flame when I don't know him personally. That's okay too, because really only you know. You know by how you feel. Like, you can't say some random person that you've never met is your twin flame when you don't feel any connection. Twin flame connections are about these extraordinary connections that are inexplicable. You don't know why or how you feel this way about a person. You just know how you feel. And how you feel is really who you are. How you feel and what your thoughts are about yourself is who you are. So when you have unexplainable feelings towards a person that you've never met, but the signs are there and there are undeniable feelings, that is your twin flame. A lot of my clients just come to readings for me to see what they've already known. Like, my clients will have readings and I know nothing of their background. I prefer not to know, because then I don't want it to influence my reading. So they don't tell me anything. All they give me is their first names and maybe date of birth. And then I read the energies. And it always confirms what they already know. So what was my point? You know who your twin flame is because you have a feeling. When it's uplifting, when it's undeniable, when it's powerful, when it's transformational, that doesn't happen every day. Twin flame connections do not happen to us every day. And when they do, they transform our lives forever. They do. You're never the same person after you connect with your twin flame. Never. And the more you are on the journey, the more you learn and grow, and you're always evolving. It's beautiful. It's how the universe set it up so that we would evolve, so that we would support the rebirth of our new planet into higher vibration and unconditional love. So good job. I know you're doing it. Next question. Thank you so much for that question, or that statement. Why twin flame is not in physical contact, although he is connected telepathically? Fear. Fear of rejection, fear of you breaking their heart, fear of not working out. When they contact you, like in real IRL, real message, they're taking such a big risk, because being rejected or abandoned by a twin flame is like the biggest heartbreak ever. Like, you can survive soulmate breakups, karmic breakups, even though it's taken a while, but to be rejected by your twin flame, it's like, and then stabbed again. They're afraid of rejection. And that actually came up in my reading. So if you haven't already watched the twin flame reading this week, yeah, they were afraid of rejection. They were afraid of you rejecting them, because that's the most painful rejection ever. It's like soul crushing to be abandoned and rejected by a twin flame. But the great thing is that for those twin flames that have healed, moved on from it, have let it go, you're invincible. When you heal from that kind of rejection and abandoned, nothing can ever touch you. You become untouchable. Like, you can get through anything. Once you've recovered from twin flame rejection and abandonment, know that you're like a superhero. I'm so exaggerated. Next question. Thank you very much. So yeah, he's always, your twin flame, he, she, they are always connecting to you telepathically, always. You can't, they feel better. It's like that security blanket, like checking in to see energetically, okay, even if you're in separation physically, like knowing that your twin flame somehow is still there gives you a sense of comfort. Because face it, when we are born into this world, there's a part of us that feels very alone, very isolated, even in the most loving of environments. You feel isolated. You feel like, this is not my home, or where am I? Or you feel displaced, or you feel lost. Then you meet your twin flame, and all of a sudden, you're home. You don't feel alone anymore because you know your twin flame exists. That's how powerful connections are. Excellent questions or comments. Let's move on. How are we doing for time? Okay, wow, we still got a bunch to get through. I should tighten these up. Want to know this connection as per divine masculine perspective. Divine masculine perspective, from a higher sense, is to support the divine feminine. So whether you resonate with either energies, your twin flame will resonate its polar or opposite energy. So if you're feeling like you feel like you're the divine feminine, then your twin flame embodies the divine masculine energy. So the divine masculine is to support you as the divine feminine, or you as the divine masculine are supporting the divine feminine energy. And the divine feminine is always to flourish, to bring life to where there is no life, to bring forth creativity. The divine masculine energy is to support that and allow the divine feminine to bring forth life. So the divine masculine kind of supports the divine feminine to whatever she needs. If she needs space to flourish, to come into her own, to heal, the divine masculine will give her that space that she needs. The divine masculine will give her that support. So if the divine feminine needs to heal so that she can bring forth life again, the divine masculine is doing what she needs. Isn't that beautiful? It's so beautiful. So what's happening in your connection is because you are one of those energies. You are either supporting in your twin flame's need for space to heal, to step into their power. And if you're the divine feminine, you're needing to flourish. You're needing to express the goddess within you, the empress within you, and to birth her into this reality. So the divine masculine is giving you the space to do that. The divine masculine is triggering you so that you can heal and release what doesn't serve you as goddess, as empress. So if you're the divine masculine, as much as it pains you to have her separate herself from you, she needs this. And you're like, okay, well, here you go. But your higher self knows that this is what she needs. Your higher self knows that the divine feminine is in process of being her empress goddess self, to bring healing to the world, to bring unconditional love, to bring forgiveness, to birth the higher vibrations of our planet. And you as a divine masculine are going, okay, it's not easy being separate from you. It's not easy triggering you or whatever it is, but your energy is supporting her. And as a divine feminine, you're stepping into your power. You're remembering your goddess empress self. So at this time, whatever your twin flame is doing is triggering you to be your goddess self, to be your divine feminine, and birth a new life of peace, harmony, love, union, prosperity, wealth, well-being, abundance. You go. Both twin flames, both divine masculine and divine feminines. You're doing the work, even though you're like, what the heck's going on? In the highest aspects, you're doing your thing. You're doing what is necessary at this time. So good for you. I'm proud of you. You never probably were aware, but you are doing what is necessary for the planet, for yourselves, and for union. Excellent job. I love it. What if you're happily married, but not to your twin flame, but still a deep ache and longing? Excellent question. This happens with all twin flames. So as I mentioned, your lifetime now is with your karmic or soulmate. You chose this. And it was to work out your lessons for both you and your twin flame. So know that even if it's not happening in this lifetime, it's happening in your next lifetime. So time-wise, again, whenever you have dissolved whenever you consciously choose to dissolve a karmic relationship or soulmate connection, then you're ready for your chapter with your twin flame. If you choose not to do that, then you have to do it in the next lifetime. You have to reincarnate and do it all over again. But a lot of the times twin flames, they're afraid to choose, they're afraid to dissolve, because we have good intentions in marriages. We're like, it's for life. We made a lifelong commitment, and I will always honor the sacredness of marriage. But it happens. Twin flames meet when they're in other marriages. And some people choose to live out their marriages till the end of their lives. And that is their choice. But some choose to dissolve it when both parties aren't happy or when the children have grown. Whatever your decision is really up to you, and it's not right or wrong. But when we do it from a place of love and love for everyone involved, anything is possible. So you can live out your life in your marriage with the memory of your twin flame connection to inspire you to be the greatest husband or wife, to be your highest, greatest self in every other area of life. But to come to terms with, if you're not going to choose twin flame union, to be totally at peace with that choice. And just to live in the knowing that love is always inside of you. So maybe union is not your destination, it's not your goal, because you've chosen your karmic connection. And your twin flame has to be okay with that too. And your twin flame is, because your twin flame loves you no matter what. And if that's your choice, and if you're truly happy, then your twin flame supports that. Even if at first they don't. Because they want you as much as you want them. So the deep ache and longing will always be there. But the more love you pour into yourself, the more you are self-actualized in the world, that deep aching and longing becomes an inner power that can do great in the world. So it's always a win-win. Just keep that in mind. Whatever your choice is, when you are in that space of love and connectedness, it's always a win-win. So I hope that helps. Should you confess your love to your twin flame runner? If they're running, they're already scared. So for you to profess your love, and if you're doing it for the purpose of come back, it could help them, but it doesn't guarantee that they're going to choose to be with you right away. I feel that they already know that you love them. And if you tell them, if you confess it, it will do either one of two things. It will draw them to you to be with you eventually, or it'll just scare them, causing them to run even faster, but will bring them back to you at a later date. So if you confess your love for your twin flame without expectation of them being with you, I don't see that there's a harm in that. And I always believe that it's important to speak your truth. But again, it's also to keep in mind to be respectful of your twin flame's position, of where they are in their life. If they're happily married and then you go and confess your love to them, is that really fair? Something to consider. I mean, we must always honor and respect people's choices. And if they're choosing their marriage over you, we have to get to a place to heal so that we're okay with it and we can still love them unconditionally from afar. Until hopefully one day the time is right. And even then, to let go of expectation and love them unconditionally. No, it's not the best answer you probably want to hear, but it's the best one I got for you. Next question. Excellent questions, guys. How to balance masculine energy if I feel my feminine energy is a little bit more balanced than my masculine? How do I balance my masculine energy? I feel my feminine energy is a little bit more balanced. Healing, knowing how to align the energies, which I go over in depth in my 12-week online course. By the way, this is a good time to interject before I get to the end of the video what the mystery phrase is to what I'm offering at the end of the video. So the mystery phrase that is needed for what I'm giving away at the end of the video is peace and harmony. When you message me with this mystery phrase, you will get the offer, the free offer that you'll find out at the end of the video. Okay, what was the question? Yeah, how to balance your feminine energy or your masculine energy. So it's really good to define the feminine energies. This is a tough question to get my head around. Is a little bit more balanced. Because when you're balanced in your feminine energies, you will be balanced in your masculine energies. It's just the awareness. Like maybe you're so balanced in your feminine energies that you are balanced in your masculine. So the masculine is about action, is about support, is about structure, is about thought, is about foundation. So it maybe is about you being aware of your masculine energies. Is your masculine energy supporting your feminine energy? Because they're meant to work in tangent, or they're meant to work together and in harmony. Because when you have balance on one side, you will have balance in the other. It's typically when you're out of balance on one side, it shows up as an imbalance in both sides. So just bring your awareness to the masculine side of you. Where do you take action to help with your feminine energies? Like when you think of when you want to create something, does your masculine side allow you to take action? Does your masculine side support that creative energy, that inspiration? Does it support your intuitive side? Does it support your receiving side? Are you able to give to yourself, and are you able to receive? So it's all in the relationship with your inner feminine and your inner masculine. I hope that makes sense. But again, I go over all of this and how to align in my 12-week online course, which is always available. Okay, so I hope that helped. Can runner of twin flame come back with cold feet? Absolutely, 100%. They can come back, have cold feet, and just you guys go back into separation until you work on some stuff, until they work on feeling more secure in the connection, and to focus more self-love so that they feel more secure and confident to come back and hopefully stay in union. But whenever that we're out of alignment, it goes back into separation. We work on things, we come into union. We get out of alignment, ego kicks in, we go into separation. On and on and on and blah, 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 blah. It's the journey. Welcome to the journey. Okay. Next question. Why does one healer say he's my twin flame, but another healer say he's not? So this is what I mentioned to people that go to a lot of readers. When you're unsure of who your twin flame is, and when you have doubt. So say one day you get a reading from me and it comes up, the energies, are connection, twin flame connection. And then you go to another reader or healer or whoever and they say no, because your doubt is causing you to want to go to different people to get answers because you're not trusting what you know. So one reader can confirm what you know, which is, yeah, this person's got to be my twin flame. I don't feel this way about anyone else. All the signs line up with, twin flame connection. The next day you start doubting because of what they're doing. So you go to another person and they will just confirm your doubt. Readers, especially energy readers, will read your energy. So if you're doubting, if you're hating your twin flame, if you have resentment towards your twin flame, the reader will pick up that and say, no, this person's not for you. They're going to pick up that you're like not wanting this person. So readers read the energy, read your vibe. If you're in separation and you have resentment and you're like, I'm never going back to this person, your reader is going to read that and say, no, this is not twin flame vibes. This is karmic vibes. This is soulmate vibes. It's all based on you. Whatever signs you're getting from the universe is coming from you. The universe is a reflection of you, where you're at, where your vibration is at that time and at that moment in time. I hope that helps. Great questions. Why is she unaware about this connection? They may seem unaware because they're afraid. They're afraid of, they don't want someone to have a hold on them. They don't want to be so exposed and vulnerable to someone which would be capable of crushing their heart. Everyone is afraid of being betrayed. It's very hard in a world that we've been conditioned to not trust. So the twin flame will deny the connection because they don't want to put themselves in a position where you can betray them. You can betray their trust. You can betray their heart that they give you if they were to surrender and say, yeah, I'm aware of this connection. People will run from that so fast because they don't want to, they feel like they're giving their power to you. Like you have the power to just crush their heart. People are afraid to trust. And until we heal that part of us, and sometimes it takes our heart being broken over and over to build up the strength to finally be okay with heartbreak, that you will recover. You become so resilient because your heart has been broken so many times that it's not a big deal anymore. But at the beginning, the thing you want to protect the most is your heart from betrayal. We're so conditioned to be afraid of betrayal. But what betrayal really is a mirror of you betraying yourself. I know, we never want to hear that. We always want to blame someone else for our heartbreak. But it's only because we're allowing our heart to be broken. We're breaking our own heart by betraying ourselves in some way. Hope that was clear. How do you balance this gift with angels always speaking to you? You embrace it. You be grateful for that. If I could hear my angels speaking to me every day, which I pretty much think they do, I just choose not to listen, I think my life would be so much easier. The angels are sent to us to help us. Our guides are there to help us because the universe is so loving. The universe is sending us help, messages, angels every second. We're just conditioned to think we're in life alone. So how do you balance the gift? You use it for yourself, for your own happiness, for your own, like to assist you where you need, and you balance it by sharing this gift with others. We are given gifts so that we can share them. We're not meant to be selfish with our gifts or hoard our gifts. Whatever we receive, we're meant to share. So use this gift that you have of connecting with your angels and help others. Help other twin flames on their journey and allow your angels to speak through you to them. Because not everyone has this ability to trust in this communication. Everybody has the ability, but not everyone is able to trust it. So when you know you're getting communication, you can help others. And you can teach others. That might be your purpose. Love you guys. Okay, next one. I think we still have a bit more to go. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a long video. Why does my twin flame want to talk on the phone only over text, or sometimes what? How come my twin flame doesn't want to talk on the phone, only text? They could be hiding your connection from someone. They want to keep in touch with you, but they can't do it like safely without hurting someone, possibly. Could be that. Or they're keeping their distance from you. Because if they let you in, they're afraid of getting heartbroken. They're afraid of being betrayed. So that could be why. Because when you talk on the phone, it's more intimate. It's more real. But when you text, and when they don't text back right away, it's keeping them at a safe distance so that they don't get hurt. Or maybe so someone else won't get hurt. Or so you won't get hurt, even though doing that does hurt. Most likely, right? Yeah, but people do strange things out of fear. Okay, so yeah. What to do when others don't understand your intense twin flame connection? They don't need to understand it, because unless they're in a twin flame connection themselves, they will never understand it. Until you're so convinced that me and my twin flame love each other despite what's going on. And once you accept it, they will too, even though they may not understand it. And how to explain it to them, I don't know. You can say it's like a soulmate connection on steroids. A soulmate connection that can never break. Because soulmate connections end, and they're very meaningful. But twin flame, you come together lifetime after lifetime. You have like this familiarity, like you know what life is like with them, even though you've maybe never been together, you've never shared experiences like that in this lifetime, but you remember because you've had them in a past life. So to make others understand, unless they're on a twin flame journey, unless they read all my posts on Instagram, it's going to be hard for them to understand. And at the beginning, it will be hard for them to understand. But once you become more in the knowing that you are a twin flame, that radiates everywhere. And through osmosis, they come to accept it and understand it, even if they can't put the words to it. Yeah. One day, twin flame, the word twin flame, will become as normal as the word soulmate. Everyone on the planet knows soulmate. I'm pretty sure, right? But it's like that was an awakening to an even greater level of connection, which is twin flame, which is what soulmate connections and karmic connections lead you towards. It's the practice. It's the practice runs. It's the working out your karma with your karmic partner. It's experiencing happiness with a soulmate that will lead you eventually to twin flame union. Again, whether it's this lifetime or the next. So, yeah. it's not really meant to convince others to understand it. It first has to be an inner knowing, and once you come to accept that, and accept that you're a twin flame, and accept who your twin flame is, it's like your need to explain it will, you won't feel the need to explain it to anyone else, because it's just so who you are. Excellent questions, really keeping me on my toes and making my brain think. It's making me hungry, my stomach's growling. Why does it seem like my twin flame does not love me? Your twin flame is a mirror of you, always. So however your twin flame is making you feel is a mirror of how you feel about yourself. So if you feel like your twin flame doesn't love you, there's a part of you that doesn't love you. There's a part of you that doesn't accept you. There's a part of you that's rejecting you. There's a part of you that is abandoning you. I know. We all go through this. So when we really start to appreciate ourselves and accept ourselves for the good, the bad, the ugly, the mistakes, the flaws, the imperfections, everything, you will see that mirrored in your twin flame. And that's the work, is to appreciate you for everything that you are, because you are a gift to the world. You're a gift just for being alive. We are all so unique that you, just being you, without even trying, you're a gift. So when you can celebrate you, just for being you, even if you don't do anything, accomplish anything, succeed in your terms of what success means, when you can celebrate you, you will know that your twin flame loves you. It's work, I know. It's the journey. That's why they call it a journey. It's getting to that union, getting back to source. How to know for sure if he's really my twin flame? Go on my Instagram page. My posts are meant to help you, have that discernment. It helps you to trust what you know. But this is what I always say. When you know for certain who you are and who you are meant to be and what your purpose is and what your journey is, when you know who you are, you will know for sure who your twin flame is, even if you doubt it sometimes. Even if you doubt it, you just know. Because you know who you are. It's like when you know who you are for sure, when you know who you're meant to be, when you know what you're supposed to do, when you know and become accepting and happy with everything that you are, it's undeniable who your twin flame is. You'll be like, yeah, it's you. Gosh, it's you. It's always been you. Because you recognize your essence. You recognize who you are in this world. You know what you're about. You know what you're supposed to do. You know what you're meant to do, and you're doing it. There's no denying. Like, you will recognize your counterpart because you're so in the knowing of your divinity. When you recognize your own divinity, you will see it mirrored in that person that reflects your divinity. Sometimes we see it reflected in them before we can recognize it in ourselves. That's the initial meeting, and then the journey is to recognize your divinity and then see it in your twin flame. Boom. Union. I apologize if you can hear my stomach because I'm like hungry. Can your twin soul be a past loved one reincarnated? Can your twin soul be a past loved one reincarnated? Yeah. Yeah, it happens all the time. And sometimes it sounds weird because, in a past life, maybe you were brothers. And that just feels weird because why would I be attracted to my brother? But it's just the the energy within you, your soul. So it doesn't matter how you come into this lifetime, what gender or what loved one, family member. It doesn't really matter because it's just love. You just love each other and you're so close and you're so bonded because it's unbreakable. And sometimes we need to experience these different aspects of our connection to really keep on the journey and keep remembering, so that we keep going and we keep learning the lessons, we keep discovering, growing, and expanding more experience. You know, you both chose this. You both chose to reincarnate as loved ones. Yeah, and that's okay, because that's what your soul wanted you to experience. Even though I'm working on myself, does being impatient during separation delay union? I want to say yeah. It's normal. It's our ego side of us. It's the human side of us that wants everything now. But I mean, just think, the most beautiful masterpiece art has taken time to, it takes time to create a work of art. Your twin flame connection, your union, is a beautiful work of art. That when you see your love across galaxies and timelines and universes, your connection is like beauty and life and love and can be seen across galaxies. That doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it doesn't even happen in like 10 lifetimes. I know that's probably not what you want to hear. So being patient is something that twin flames very much are really good at. They get to a point where it just comes naturally. At the beginning, oh gosh, there's zero patience. You want your twin flame now. It's like a child on Christmas or on your birthday, where you have this new toy and you just want to rip open the gift and you want to play with it right away. It's like you meet your twin flame, you have this gift, you see what your gift is and you want it right away, and the universe is just like dangling it in front of you and saying, nope, nope. It's not that the universe does that, it's just that we aren't ready to play with it yet. Maybe it's not age appropriate. It's not an age appropriate toy. I like using metaphors. They don't always resonate, but it's just what came to mind. So patience is a virtue that sometimes we must learn. What happened after inner union? Outer union. Long-term harmonious union with your twin flame. When you are in union with yourself, you have it all, baby. You have it all. And your twin flame union is a bonus, is icing on the cake, is a cherry on top of the sundae. They're just the bonus. They're the mirror of your perfection. Yeah. Okay. So after inner union comes outer union. Why can't we manifest our twin flame in the same way we would manifest anything else? Awesome question. So why can't we manifest our twin flame union like we manifest a job or a car or a home? Why can we manifest a free cup of coffee, but we can't manifest union? Because say, oh, I want a coffee, and then, you know, someone brings you a coffee in a couple of hours, because you have no resistance. You have zero resistance. You're just like, oh, I want this, and you just poof, let it go. So the universe is able to bring it to you because you have no resistance. You have no false belief. You're like If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I'm okay. I'm not attached to the outcome. And boom, that's how it works. When you're not attached to the outcome or the time frame or the timeline, it comes to you. When you applied for a job, you had to have faith that you were going to get a job. When you took a risk and opened your business, you took a leap of faith that it was going to turn out for you. And when you had doubt and things weren't working out, you made it work. Same thing with your union. When you have doubt, you got to work around those doubts to make it work. So whatever we're having trouble manifesting is because we have so much negative attachment to it, or we have expectations that it has to be a certain way or has to look a certain way. And the universe is like, just let me give it to you. Stop having demands. Stop making demands on how union's supposed to look like. I'm going to give you union. I'm helping you. You just got to be open. The universe always wants to give us what we want. So yeah, the more resistance you have, having doubt is resistance. Having false belief is resistance. Having resentment, anger, jealousy is resistance. So treat it like a free cup of coffee. Like, oh, if it happens, it happens. I'm still good. Everything's going great. I'm loving life. I'm living my best life. If I get a cup of coffee, amazing. If I don't, I'm okay with that too. I'm happy. Boom. There you go. Be in that high vibration. No expectation. You got this. We got this. Excellent questions. What's the next question? So someone is asking, have you thought about using the law of assumption for your personal journey? No. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. So there are many laws of the universe, law of attraction. Law of assumption, I'm assuming, is what the word is, assumption. You assume that it's already there. So you live your life, you go around and you go about your everyday life thinking, my twin flame, we're in union, we're married, they're just off doing their own thing and I'm doing my own thing, but we're sharing a beautiful life together. We live in a beautiful home together. We spend a lot of quality time together. When we live in that vibration, it's like you're living it as if that's your reality. And when you assume something, it's true. When you assume something. Well, if it's a law of assumption, I'm guessing that's what that means. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. I wasn't really aware that there was a law of assumption. So comment below if you've used law of assumption in your life before. And please comment below if these questions are helpful for you, because then it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy that I'm not just talking for nothing. Why can't, yeah, so I already answered that. I answered that. Okay, we just have like a handful more. How to heal my playful inner child now as an adult. So I did mention that earlier. So be the caregiver, the parent that you always wanted, that you needed when you were a kid. So if you wanted to take yourself, if you wanted someone to take you to the zoo, you can still do that for yourself. You can bring yourself to the zoo. If you've always wanted a pet, you can get yourself a pet. If you wanted to eat ice cream for dinner, you can do that. If you wanted to learn how to ride a bike, you can do that. So it really is about being what you need, being what you needed when you were younger. and allowing yourself to feel the emotions that you need to safely, in the privacy, no judgment. Be there for you when you get emotional, but also celebrate your emotions when they're happy, and be proud of yourself for everything. Children really thrive when you tell them that you're proud of them. When you tell yourself that you're proud of yourself, and when you like high five yourself like in the mirror, you'd be surprised how that little thing can totally shift you to feeling great. Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes, is just a high five in the mirror. Say, I'm proud of you. You're amazing. Your greatness. It does wonders. Excited for you. What exactly is inner child, and how do I know what to heal? So the inner child part of us is that part where we carry emotions from our childhood. So they can be happy, they can be sad. Is where we keep the emotional memories of our past. And because we carry them within our inner child, they attract to us similar things through law of attraction, through our vibration. So if we were angry or sad or lonely, because we haven't released those feelings, we attract more of those same feelings, because like attracts like. So when you carry disappointment, frustration, and you haven't processed them to heal them, to let them go, you attract more. You attract more scenarios to make you feel the same. I'm wondering if it's dark that I have to... Okay, well, it's still dark. Okay, so that's how you know. And how do you know what to heal? Your twin flame connection is a great indicator of what you need to heal. If you're feeling angry and resentment, if you can't forgive your twin flame, that's really an indication of where the work is. That you need to forgive resentment. You need to forgive your feeling, heal feelings of abandonment and rejection. It takes effort, it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes commitment, but I've seen people do it. I'm an example too of the work that I have had to do to face those old emotions and to be open and willing to heal them. Healing just means you transform them, you allow them to, you let go. Yeah, but it takes conscious effort. So, yeah, whatever you're feeling in your twin flame connection is an indication of what you need to heal. So if you're feeling rejected, you need to heal from your past experience during childhood when you felt rejected. All the times you felt rejected, you need to release that. Okay. How can I get past the fear of judgment by others? So the fear of judgment means that it's so important what other people think of us. And a lot of the times we're conditioned from a young age or from our environment or from society that we always have to look good. We have to look a certain way. We have to do perfect. We have to be good. We have to follow the rules so that other people will accept us. So we feel accepted in society. So when we stray from the rules, from being an upright citizen or from being politically accepted or politically correct, when we stray from that, then we feel that we're going to be made wrong by others. But the way that we can get beyond being judged is by accepting yourself for the flaws, for the mistakes that you've made, for not being perfect. When you can accept yourself, then there's no more worry of being judged by others. it just falls away because you no longer are judging yourself. You just accept yourself for everything that you are. No matter what you do, no matter how many mistakes are made, you love and accept yourself. So the judgment, the fear of being judged by others falls away because you no longer judge yourself. Good question. Hope that helps. Is he healing? As long as you're healing, they're healing. If you're not healing, most likely they're not healing. Because whatever is going on with one affects the other. So if you're healing, if you're doing the work, then yes, they are. You may be perceiving them as the old self, but doing the work means you're able to perceive your twin flame from their higher self, from a higher perspective. So you're going to be able to see them in their divinity. And that's how you know that you're healing, because no matter what they're doing or being or saying, you see their divinity. So you know you're healing. So when you know you're healing, you know that they're healing. Hope that helps. Excellent questions. Next question, I think we're almost done. How to assure that the inner child that is safe after all childhood trauma? Excellent question. So I can answer this through my own experience, through my own work, and I'm not a therapist. So just go with what resonates for you. But what I want to say is that we, as an adult, can do whatever is necessary to get to a place where you feel safe. When you feel safe, it's an indication that your inner child feels safe. So if you're waking up every morning feeling anxious, feeling fearful, your inner child doesn't feel safe in the world. And that could be from past experiences that obviously were traumatic, that your inner child doesn't feel safe. So you can do whatever it takes to ensure that your inner child is safe. You can communicate with your inner child and tell them that they're safe. You can demonstrate and tell them reasons why they're safe now. You can tell them that you are there and you're not going to leave them. You're not going to leave them open and vulnerable to danger. You can reassure your inner child that you're there to protect them. And you do that by just being consistent in your communication, in clearing your vibration from fear. If you're feeling fearful or anxious, I use the EFT technique, emotional freedom technique, where you can tap out on acupuncture points, whatever emotion you're having that you want to dissipate, whatever you want to release and let go. You can do that so that you don't feel fearful. And then your inner child's going to start feeling like, oh, I don't have to feel afraid in the world because I don't feel afraid. It's possible to not feel afraid and not feel anxious. We just need to use the tools that are available. And I go, again, through all that in my 12-week online course. So it's about really making sure that you feel safe, and by doing whatever you need to do that, by trusting in the universe, that the universe has your back, by releasing all negative thought patterns that tell you that you're not safe. Don't watch the news, because even watching 5 minutes of news will get you in a fear vibration, and that doesn't help your inner child or you feel safe. So getting rid of anything that doesn't promote feeling good and safe, even if that's maybe finding a caffeine alternative, because maybe caffeine is what's keeping your heart racing, and it's causing you to think you're afraid, but it's just caffeine. Stuff like that. Is it okay to talk to yourself whenever you feel like you're spiraling? Yeah, of course. Talking to yourself is also like talking to your inner child. You can reassure your inner child that these are just emotions, it's not the truth. And you can talk to yourself out of spiraling. And having the patience and time to do that is very commendable, because sometimes we don't have time or patience or energy to do that. We just go with it. We're like, we're spiraling? Okay, here we go. Let's spiral. But when you have the commitment not to get sucked into your spiraling, like, good for you. Like, that's what it takes. That's what we need to do, is to be aware of when we're spiraling and just say, no, I'm going to use the tools to get out of this spiral, because I just want to feel better. And it's always about feeling better. How do we get to feeling better, or at least at neutral? So usually the emotions trigger the negative thoughts, or vice versa. The negative thoughts trigger the negative emotion. So once you get a handle on that, once you're able to maintain them, navigate them, you're good to go. You got what it takes. We have this built in our DNA to find solution. So just be open to the solutions and tools that are there to help you. So I think that was our own. Yeah. Okay. Whew. I thought we had like 10 more. I was like, what? So I hope this video is really helpful for you. I have previous Q&A videos that are designed to help you understand where you're at, because twin flames go through very, very, very similar things. And I see that in my daily readings with clients. It's like there's so similar patterns. It's like everyone's going through the same thing. It's always the same thing, just different day, same story, different day kind of thing. So we're all on this journey together, which should give you comfort in knowing that what you're going through is not crazy. It's not, it's part of the design of evolution and life and growth and love, and of rebirthing into a new higher vibration. Through our healing work, we raise the vibration of the planet. So good job. Thank you for all your questions. I hope, again, I address them for you, always as best as I can. And yeah, so check out the other Q&A videos. Similar questions, again, maybe you can resonate more with them. And so I wanted to also quickly mention my 12-week online course, which is an investment, but I see the work that has helped so many of my clients really step into their power and get into inner alignment. So please do message me for that. And I do want to offer again, yes, my free gift. So now that you've watched to the end, my free gift, when you message me with the mystery phrase that I said earlier in this video, so if you just clicked on the end to hear what the giveaway was, you're gonna have to watch the entire video to find out what that mystery phrase is. So message me and I will do a 1 card pull for you about your journey, about your twin flame. So that is my free offer and gift for watching it, but you're gonna have to work for it. Obviously, you're gonna have to find out what the mystery phrase is, and then you can message me for your free card pull. So that is in appreciation for your time, energy, and dedication to your twin flame inner child journey. I'm so proud of you for where you're at. It has taken you time, effort, and energy to get where you're at. And the fact that you want to learn more just really demonstrates your dedication and commitment, not only to love, but to your well-being, to your wanting more, and for you believing that you can have more. And I love that. So yeah, that's what I have for you. I want to thank you again. Please subscribe to my other YouTube channel where I do love readings. They're not twin flame, but a lot of the times it's twin flame related. So my other channel is listed on my page, Aries Hathor Reads, READS. So please subscribe and you'll receive love readings on my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel. So other than that, I think that's all I have for you. Is there anything else I wanted to give? That's about it. Follow me on Instagram. I do have TikTok, but I'm not that active anymore because life just, I've been going just through a lot of stuff. And energy-wise, sometimes I don't have the bandwidth to be on all my social media. But I do thank you for all who do follow me. I love all of you, and thank you so much for your support. Thank you for allowing me the space and time to do this, to do my thing, and appear for you and give you this guidance. Thank you so much. So I think that's it. Thank you again so very much. And until next time, I am wishing you all so much love and peace. Mwah.